Today we're rating custom Magic the Gathering cards. Buckle up tight, it's gonna be a long show. Alright, we're gonna start off with Flume, 1 Squirrel Army. It is a green Orzhov 2 generic. It's a 4/4 Squirrel Warrior with... Must get closer here. Whenever Flume 1 Squirrel Army enters or leaves the battlefield, create a 1/1 Flying Squirrel token with flying. You also can tap and sack 3 creatures. All other creatures you control phase out. Should actually have a colon in there. The semicolon, right? Because it's tap, sack 3 creatures, semicolon. You get this effect. Just like a Yu-Gi-Oh card. All other creatures you control get phase out. Oh my god. We are sacrificing squirrels to save our squirrels? What kind of flavor is that? And if it enters or leaves play. So we actually could sacrifice Flume, if I understand correctly, to phase out the other squirrels. I guess that's it. You can sack it, and it's your legendary creature can come back. It is a doable card. Very, very doable. All right, first super chat of the day coming from Bacon Catbug. Now, if you want to get on the show, you got a super chat. You have to also submit your cards on my Discord, and basically you give me the name of the card. I look it up, and we're gonna rate it. Now remember, it's a 20 card limit now. Some people like Bacon Catbug. Abuse the system, which is fine, but I would prefer these shows don't go over like 2.5 hours. I'm like an enemy of my own success here. All right, so Bacon Catbug's first card here. We got a 1 mana equipment. It is whenever a creature enters the battlefield, attach Hot Potato to it. Equipped creature can attack as though it had haste and attacks each combat if able. Apparently the Hot Potato makes you move faster because your legs give it a little pep in your legs around here. Whenever equipped creature attacks, roll a d8. Why are we rolling anything? If the result is less than the number of potato counters on Hot Potato, exile equipped creature and Hot Potato. Otherwise, you put a potato counter on Hot Potato. Oh, that's interesting. There's a there's a little gamble to this Hot Potato. It's like a ticking time bomb, and you don't know when it's gonna blow up. I like it. It's a cool card. Beautiful. Back to the freebie section. We got lighten the load. That's what I say when I go to the bathroom. We have a Orzhov 1 generic instant. Move all counters marked damage, and until end of turn effects, target permanent onto another target permanent. Also draw a card. Here, let me take that. Let me take that from you. Basically, we're taking the counters, and apparently their damage or something. It's a weird card, but I suppose it works. Is there like some sort of series here? Morbid Transference. Black 1 generic instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sack an artifact or creature. Move all counters, mark damage. Again, mark damage. We're stealing damage. That's like, what kind of ability is that? Oh, I guess the idea is you move it from one creature. So I have 3 damage on my creature. I move it to your creature, which has 3 toughness, and all of a sudden it's dead. Anyway, onto another target creature. Draw 2 cards. This is very similar to cards that are like pay 2 mana, sack creature, destroy a creature. Except this also draws 2 cards. This actually might be broken. But it's only marked damage. That's hard. It's a little bit more gimmicky to set up. I guess it's okay. Yeah, the wording is odd. Well, the wording is odd because they're sort of breaking what conventionally we think is a normal for a card. So for all series cards, I will get to that in the second half of the show. Prefer to get the singles while we're fresh and awake over here. We're gonna move on to Dark Star Shura. Flame Strike, a card of pure red energy. It is Flame Strike. By the way, when you post your cards in my Discord, please give the name of your card in text so I can look it up, just like Dark Star Shura did. Perfect. We have a red axe sorcery. Your opponents can't gain life this turn. Excellent. That'll show them. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Choose one. Flame Strike deals X damage to each player, or Flame Strike deals X damage to each creature and planeswalker. I think this could be more pushed. Why can't this be more like Earthquake? Why do we have to pay like 3 mana for this? You know, Earthquake is sort of an old card. No one even cares about that thing anymore. I think we can power creep Earthquake. This card definitely has potential. It's just a bit expensive here. I don't think we need to pay 3 mana so that the damage can't be prevented and players can't gain life. Screw their life gain. We're going to power creep Earthquake, in my opinion. Yeah, the triple red. We don't need the triple. We need a single. Okay, we got Velaros. This is an ingenious battle master for Jeskai colors. It is a 3/3 human warrior. Other creatures 1. It is the Lord of all lords. This is the Lord of the creatures. The Lord of the living. Just all creatures get +1/+1. Makes me wonder if there is a singular creature out there that has those stats. But it's got Battalion. Whenever Velaros and at least 2 other creatures attack, scry 2, then memorize the top card of your library. I'm not memorizing anything. To memorize a card, exile it face down. You may look at and play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Okay. So basically you keyworded something, unless that's a keyword I never heard about until now. We have a white 1 generic, mobilize target creature you control. Activate only during combat. To mobilize a creature, that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If it's tapped, untap it. Totally fine card. Actually, 100% fine. The Lord of the everything. The Velaros. Lord it up. Okay, next up, we've got Alex Gibson with the multi-talented operative. Multi-talented. Did I spell that right? Multi-talented. I got it. The name sounds like a real Magic card. I mean, that's just bang on exactly how Wizards of the Coast would do it, without a doubt. Okay, so it's a black 2 generic human ninja mercenary. A 3/2 with ninjutsu of 5 mana. Whenever a multi-talented operative deals combat damage to a player, you choose 1. You can destroy target creature. You can also, until your next turn, target vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Okay, we're animating. They have vehicles out there, right? In Kamigawa, I think? Maybe? Or you tap target non-land permanent and put a stun counter on it. Totally fine. Totally fair. Also, we have flavor text. With the corporations controlling everything, the people turn to those that run in the shadows to do the things no one else could. Just letting you know, Madra, there's 20 card limit. 20 cards. If you go over 20 cards, I'm eating your super chats. I'm gonna eat them. Don't test me. I will eat the super chat. Well, I'll give it to the freebie section. All right, next up, freebie section. Never enough. Just like the cookies in my cupboard, there are never enough. It's a black 4 generic instant. Never enough costs 1 less to cast for each creature that died this turn. Destroy up to X target creatures, or X is the number of creatures that died this turn. That is a banger card. Banger name to a banger, banger effect. Because, like, it is literally, like, a bunch of stuff already died. And now we're just finishing them off with never enough. There's never enough death around here. Never enough. It's impossible. Yeah, you and Majra, you're a team here. You changed the rules of custom MTG. Or I have to do this show twice a week or something. I don't know. Obviously, the demand is there. I'm not meeting the demand. So it's already a card for 2 black Urborg Justice. Oh, you mean... Oh, you're talking about the last card? I don't know. You're not talking about Never Enough. I love this card. It's a weird card. Imagine trying to sacrifice creatures to play this, and then you just blow up the rest of the stuff. It's really good for a sacrifice deck. I really like this design. I like the flavor even more. What about 8 p.m. streams? Sometimes we have them when I travel, and we'll have that next week because I'm going to SCG Con, and so I'll be gone on Thursday. Well, I'll be gone on Friday for sure, so I'll have at least one of those evening streams. Can't stream all day, people. I don't know. I could have like a separate channel, evening and MTG. Just can't do it like that. I could be a professional, just custom card game streamer. Okay, next up, we'll take a singular one from Zarathar. Finally caught you live. Come on. You really think this meta works? Here's a freebie. Oh, for the freebie section. There we go. Which is going to go to the Eldrazi Winter. Oh my goodness. The Eldrazi winner. Okay, we have colorless. Tribal enchantment, Eldrazi. Each colored permanent gains cumulative upkeep snow. But they could even pay for it if they have snow permanents. Then, when there's no colored permanents in play, sacrifice Eldrazi winner. When there are... that makes so much sense. Because the Eldrazi, they're supposed to, like, feed off of, I guess, like, the color of mana of things and stuff? If I understand that correctly? I really don't know how the Eldrazi work entirely. But they're like colorless beans that suck up the color pie. That's basically how they eat. And if there's nothing left to eat, well, then they're finished. They're out of here. They're gonzo. Just like Eldrazi winner. And it's a really nice shout out to the era of modern MTG when basically Eldrazi took over everything. I only have half screen. That's all I get. That's all you need. And you can cast with Eldrazi Monument on Ivuga. You got that right. It's a turn 1 play. Wow, it's busted. Oh no, it's like Periphery Nodes, if anyone knows what that card is. It's like if there's no creatures left in play, you sacrifice this enchantment, but at the beginning of, I think it's beginning of your upkeep, like every turn, the opponents have to sack their creatures, or you can destroy a creature, and then when there's no creature left, that's it. You sack your enchantment. Same thing with Eldrazi winner. And it don't touch your lands. So I think that's a banger in everybody's book. Okay, let's take another one from Bacon Catbug. I'm recording how many super chats you have because you're just one of those people with 1 billion super chats. Reliquary Golem. Reliquary Golem. All right, here we are. It is a 4 mana star 4 golem. Golem's power is equal to the number of different kinds of symbols in the mana costs of cards in your graveyard. You gotta be absolutely kidding me. It's like... So, and only in the graveyard. It would make a little bit more sense if it was on the battlefield. It gets powered from the dead, effectively. So it's power. So we get like one. It's like a weird Tarmogoyf, really. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's like infinite combos. Trying to keep track of this thing will be insane. You know, they have those, you know, these tri-split things, or is it different kinds? Like, what if it's a green? So this is a red 2 generic hybrid. What if I have green 2 generic hybrid? Is that different, or it has to be just like the different type? You know, if we got like a regular, this is a regular, this is a regular, that's a hybrid. That's like a tri-hybrid. That's Phyrexian. That's Snow. That's like Phyrexian hybrid. I think it's just different ones because you have 0, 1, etc. They're all different symbols. Cool card. I think it counts for every single different symbol. This thing could be enormous. What's the largest this creature can be? That's got to be something for the comment section. You gotta know for sure. I'm pretty sure the comment section would figure this out. Like, there's only so many combinations. Like, there's 5 combos of, like, red and 2 generic. There's 5 combos of this. There's 10 combos of, like, pairs, if I remember correctly. 5 combos of this. So it's, like, 1... Okay, so 5, 15, 20... 25... 35... 36, 37, 38, 39. Oh, but then it can just go on for forever. There's like 13 different mana costs. Big, I say big! This thing gets bigger! Whoops. I said bigger! Not smaller. Unless you exile my graveyard. Then I get nothing. Then I get absolutely nothing. Freebie sack shed. Okay, we got the Pact of Anarchy. Anarchy's Reign. It's a 0 mana instant. Choose one. Destroy target non-basic land that could produce colorless. Destroy target non-basic land with a triggered ability. It's just coming to blow. What is the downside here? This is absolutely nonsense. Destroy target land if it has a mana ability that could produce more than 1 mana. This is insane. At the beginning of your upkeep, next upkeep, pay 3 mana. If you don't, you lose the game. I see. So like, you pay this. It's a pact. Oh yeah, it is a pact. It is in the title. It is Pact of Land Destruction. Oh, I like that. The Mana Goyf, says Platonic Liquid for this last card. The Mana Goyf. Multiple choice was yesterday's show. No, we have multiple choice every show. Destroy target non-basic land. Destroy target non-basic land with a triggered ability. Destroy target land if it has a mana ability. Alright, I guess it's fine. It works here. And then we've got more super chats, of course. Let's take it around to, let's look at Gabrielle's. What do we got? What do you got for us, Gabrielle? Nikachu, the card is Overcoming Divine Trial. Overcoming Divine. Oh, you posted on Reddit, didn't you? You posted on Reddit. I'm aware the mana value is a little low. Okay, hold on. Supposed to post it on my Discord now. I got a Discord. You can join for free. Oops, I'm not creating any posts. Reddit, because Reddit is jank, unfortunately. Here we go. I'm aware the mana values are likely a little too low, but I didn't want to make a second version and spam Discord. It's okay, you can spam my Discord. Everyone, look at what everyone else is doing. They're always spamming my Discord. Do I have to zoom out here? It's not fitting on the screen for some reason. Okay, Overcoming Divine Trial is a white, white, black, black, 1 generic sorcery. Set target opponents a life total to 1, then that player chooses one. Myself, they discard any number of cards and gain life equal to the combined mana value. Oh, you're like giving them a little bit of a chance to redeem themselves, get back into the game around here. And others, they sacrifice any number of permanents and gain life to the number of permanents sacrificed this way. Okay, so you're putting them the 1. And you can redeem yourself. You can get your life back, but it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you cards in hand, or it's going to cost you cards in play. I think it's a bit on how much life? You get like gain life equal to. That's actually backbreak. What, you're going to gain 3 life? This is absolutely nonsense. That's actually what, like, you should get like a little bit more life than that. This is the death sentence, for crying out loud. It's an absolute death sentence. Or you set your opponent's life total to 10 or something. No, they're going to discard and reanimate some buff. Oh, you want... Oh, target... No, it says set target opponent's life total 1, then that player. So it's not like... If you do that, it's a gamble. You might gamble wrong. Sometimes it's a gamble when you make people discard their cards. But they're at 1 life. A brisk breeze will push them over and kill them. Okay, we got the Spell Seek, a blue sorcery. Okay, but for that last card, I think they should gain like a little bit more life for each card that they discard. A little bit more life. Okay, Spell Seek, we have a blue sorcery, draw a card, and reveal it. Hey everyone, here's my card. Do I have a card? I don't have a card to show. You may discard if you do draw a card. Just what I was looking for. That's weird. Draw a card, reveal it. If it's a land card, you may discard it. So I draw a card, reveal it. If it's a land, I can discard it. Oh, so basically proves that you're going to get something good. It's like a fair, what's it called? It's a fair, looting effect. It's just proving you're not putting it into your hand and discarding some other trash. I like this card. This is literally a fixed cantrip. This is everything that the looting should have been in the first place. Although sometimes you want to look for the lands, but in this case, well, I mean, you'll get a land. You don't have to discard it. You may discard it. You get the card in, you know what I mean. Yeah. Isn't this just worst opt? You might be onto something. You might be onto something. Anyway, this card is perfectly legal. Nothing wrong with this at all. Remember, Majra, you have a 20 card limit. 20 cards, make it count. I think you're gonna do good. You're not gonna go over your limits. You know your limit. Okay, next up, let's look at Balder, donation to chat because I love your channel. Well, how about that? Okay, hold on. Mew wanted a card. Let's do a Mew card. Usually we don't take requests in the Discord. Okay, we'll look up something Mew made. Did Mew make one? I don't see any cards here in here. Or maybe I'm just not familiar. Okay, I thought Mew made a card. Is there anyone here that made a card? They say, normally, okay, just make this easy. Well, what is yours, actually, if you have one? Because I'm not even sure what it was. Oh, it's Nikachu Nunchucks? Okay, hold on. Nunchuckus! It doesn't exist. Oh, is it on Reddit? Okay, hold on, I'll quickly move to Reddit. You're supposed to post these in my Discord. That's what the Discord is there. Oh, I can't find it. It just doesn't exist. Sorry about that, Super Mew. Okay, I am donating this. Any donations, I think, have to go to the freebie section. Because this is just what makes it, the show move smoothly. It is on Discord? Alright, I'm gonna look. Where? I don't even know. Nikachu Nunchakas? Am I looking up the wrong card? You passed it? Remember, oh, here we go. Oh, I don't know why I wasn't looking it up. All right, it's me with nunchucks. Okay, we got for Wooberg 1 generic. It is a 2/2 streamer. Legendary Planeswalker. For 3 mana. It's a weird, this is like a weird mix of a custom AI. This is like custom AI generated card. If that makes any sense. It's because I am a Planeswalker creature. Normally, it's just a legendary creature, if you know what I'm talking about. And we have pay 3 mana tap for ninja attack. We are going to flip 3 coins. And this card deals 1 damage for each face you get. Oh, like heads. And one to you, because nunchuckas are from Amazon $1 store. Yeah, you never know. Those cards... Sorry. Those nunchucks, when you get them from Amazon, they're not high-quality nunchucks. They'll whack you in the face by accident. All right, next up. We're going to move on to the sniper rifle. Literally. Okay, we have a black-white equipment artifact. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has reach. And pay a black-white tap, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Oh my goodness! Why does the sniper get stronger? That actually doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Aren't they like... I don't see him with a lot of body armor, if you ask me. But should have the ability to destroy target creature or planeswalker. That's not attacking, because maybe the movement is hard to kill. And equip for an Orzhov 1 generic. Equip soldier for 0. That costs nothing. Is this thing busted? Equipped creature has +2/+2 and has reach. And tap, destroy. It's just Royal Assassin. It's like a Royal Assassin-like card. It costs 2 mana to cast, costs 2 mana to equip. Oh, but it equips to soldiers for nothing. That's interesting, because they are trained assassins. I like that idea. Soldier is a super tribe, so yes, totally busted. Yeah, so like for 2 mana, you put on a soldier, and all of a sudden those soldiers are going to start killing people. On your feet, soldier. On your feet. Nunchucks better than rifles? Honestly, I don't want... I honestly don't want to bring the nunchucks to the sniper rifle fight, if you ask me. It's not where I want to be. Okay, let's take a look from Brawly's Shadow. Thank you so much. Komo Shida, the Despot. Komo Shida, Despot of Lust. Komo Shida. I definitely spelled that right. Komo Shida. Are you not part of my Discord? Okay, I'm gonna look on Reddit. Yeah. You did not post on my Discord. There are instructions. Instructions, damn it. Okay, Kamoshida, Despot of Lust, is a 5 mana, 5/5 creature. Can I shrink this so we can see this? There we go. It's a 5/5 creature with menace. Red, black. Tap. Sacrifice another creature. Kamoshida deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the sacrificed creature's power. And when Kamoshida dies, each player discards a card. Then draw a card for each card discarded this way. It is a... what is this like? This actually is similar to something. Like where you like discard... It's like a massive rummaging card, I guess. Everyone rummages. That's exactly how Kamoshida wanted it. You discard cards, you discard garbage, you get more garbage. Reading the card name explains the card name. You typed it wrong. Did I type it wrong? No, I found it right here. Did I spell it right? Kamoshida. I can write it right here. I can't find it. Anyway. Spelling and pronouncing these things mean absolutely nothing. I know, exactly. Hold on. Oh, you draw the card. So for everyone, so when it dies, each player discards a card, then draw a card. Oh, then you draw a card. It's not a it's period. Then draw a card for each card discarded this way. Amazing card. No one's gonna want to kill it if they don't want to give you like a bunch of cards. It's gonna get you. They're gonna get you. Because it was like camo rather than como. Oh, was it? Was that the problem? Okay, next, actually, freebie section. Back to the freebie section. Another sniper? Okay, we got the sniper rifle. Now we got the Boros sniper. We're sniping along here. This is Boros, 1 generic for a 2/2 human soldier. You may choose not to untap Boros sniper during your untap phase. White, red, tap. Boros Sniper deals 1 damage to target creature an opponent controls as long as Boros Sniper remains tapped. That creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities cannot be activated. So it's like, oh, you can disable something. So you're basically packing them for a singular damage, and then disabling them for disabling them for the rest of the game, effectively. That's how this card is working. It doesn't kill them, though. What are we shooting them with Nerf guns? I'm pinned down. Is that what the Boros sniper does? They're ducking for cover because of the sniper. Oh, is that the idea? Suppressing the fire. It's basically like shooting in the air and then making everyone just lay low. Was something released or were snipers adding into a war prominently? I don't know. It's just someone's very excited about their sniper their sniper series. Next super chat coming from Bacon Catbug. We got parody. All right, parody. Aha, beautiful. This is a Orzhov legendary enchantment. All creatures get -1/-1 for each +1/+1 counter on them. So we're bringing balance to the counters is what you're telling me. We're bringing balance. Also, all creatures get +1/+1 for each -1/-1 counter on them. We're also bringing balance. So basically, we're making cards go back to normal. All creatures get +1/+1 for each -1/-1 counter. And they also get a -1/-1 for each +1/+1. In the realm of ledgers, where the number of twine balancing the books, a meticulous designer. Meditations on accounting, volume a bazillion. We got an accountant here. It can't hurt. Oh, it's also a legendary artifact enchantment. That's weird. So you're perpetually making things bigger and smaller, no matter how many counters you put on them. Basically, every creature has base stats if they've got counters on them. You get what you normally are supposed to have, but it still technically has the counter on it. That's basically how it is. I like it. It's a good card. It's also very fresh and unique and very, very good. All right. You heard the music. It's time to thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. The first place I go to buy all my Magic the Gathering cards, and the deal of the week this week is save 15% off all Kamigawa set singles. You love designing ninjas in Kamigawa, well, you can buy some real ones over here, because those are the ones you can play in tournament play. Of course, you can rule 0 all your custom cards into your Commander game. But if you're looking for real cards and you want to support the channel, you're going to buy from FusionGamingOnline.com. And also, don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu to save 5% off all your purchases. And we're also going to thank, of course, whoops, where am I? Where am I going? Mana Traders! The premier place to rent Magic cards online on Magic Online, which you can play every format: Standard, Pioneer, Modern, Legacy, Vintage. And it doesn't cost $1 billion, just costs a monthly fee for renting the cards from Mana Traders, and you can play every single deck to your heart's content. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_ZUE. Sorry, I'm getting confusing my Canadian Z's and my American Z's. It's Canadian Z, really. Okay, where's my submit cards during Discord? Check description. 20 card limit. All right, next we go to... We're going to Reddit? No, hold on. Where am I? Okay, it's Super Chat Central now. Gabe, what do you got for us, Gabe? Refrain and reflect from Force of Will. If it was a magic card, I gave it a bit extra. Because it's a paragraph and a half. Oh, God. Whoops, where am I? You called it... Refrain and reflect. It is a paragraph and a half. How do I get this thing on here? Hold on. Copy, open link. Taking it out of here. We're going over here. There we go. Okay, thank you very much for your contribution. And I guess I would prefer that you just posted the 2 separate cards one by one beside each other. Okay, we got Reflect, Child of Potential. I can't even read this thing. Can anyone read this? Anybody? Okay, we gotta zoom in. How far are we gonna zoom in until we actually start reading this card? Can I move it up? Okay, you're gonna have to. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in really close physically to the computer. It's got Eminence, which is a busted mechanic. We pay 0, exile, reflect, transform as refrain, and put it onto the battlefield. Activate this ability only as a sorcery. So we pay nothing to put this card onto the battlefield? That is busted. Okay, Eminence, once per turn, choose 1. Another Eminence ability. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Put a magic counter on reflect. Draw a card, then put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. Put a magic card on reflect. And remember, we can only choose 1 of these per turn. Untap target creature at end of turn. Put a magic counter on reflect. Living Ruler. This card has no power or toughness and cannot attack or block. It can still be the target of spells that could target creatures. Why would you even want to play any of this? It all has these Eminence abilities. You just keep it in the commander zone or whatever. Okay, now we got Refrain, Child of Convergence. It's got pay 0, exile this, and transform as reflect, and put in your command zone. Place ability only during your opponent's turn. Tap, remove 2 magic counters from Refrain, return target creature to its owner's hand. Tap, remove X magic counters from Refrain, counter target spell to convert mana cost a value X. That's insane. Hold on, where's... Tap, remove 4 magic counters from Refrain, search your library for a card, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. That's broken as well. Living Ruler. This card has no power or toughness and cannot attack or block. It can still be the target of spells or abilities of whatever, and creatures of everything else. Okay, this card's broken. Like it's just absolutely broken. So can't let that one slide. That is too many words, and also no one can read it. And that is, oh, that'll be all from you for today. Oh, that's great. You don't cast, yeah, you don't even cast this at all. You just keep it in like the command zone where it's basically invincible. You can't even touch this card. It's completely invincible. Anyway, completely unbalanced. Yeah, it was banned instantly in Force. Yeah, of course, it is banned instantly here. Yeah, completely. That's hilarious that they even printed this card in Force of Will. Unbelievable. Okay, Bacon, Catbug. with a huge super chat. Inspired by Mechanist from Warhammer, a vertical cycle with hybrid colors, theme, and support lands. What the hell does that mean? Whoops. I keep... This is a hard show. Okay, what we got here? This is... What am I supposed to look up here? Everything? Inspired by the Mechanicus from Warhammer? Okay. I found it. Easy enough. We got the Engineer. Is that some sort of joke on engineer? Okay, it is a 1/1 human artificer with Canticles of the Omniscia. Artifact creatures you control get +1/+0 as long as it's your turn. The soul of Machine God surrounds thee. The power of Machine God invests thee. The hate of the Machine God drives thee. The Machine God endows thee with life and live is the last words. Artifact creatures. I think this is fine. It's incredibly fair and balanced. All right, we got, what the hell? Is this some sort of hybrid? So it's hybrid. You can play colorless, or red, or Rakdos, and 2 generic. For a 2/3 human artificer, embrace the true flesh. Creatures you control with a +1/+1 counter on them get +1/+1, and our artifacts in addition to the other types. We need that other card to balance this card out. We need that card that removes the gives -1/-1 for each counter that's on the creature. +1/+1 counter. The machine is immortal for, again, some weird Rakdos or double colorless synergy. Put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature. Magi Biologist deals 2 damage to it. Activate only as a sorcery. Also totally playable. Nothing busted. Magos Explorator. Okay, it's for 3 or 4 mana. You choose. It's a 2/2 artificer. Aspire to the purity of the blessed machine. Whenever you cast... That is a very long name for an ability. I'm going to... Does it have aspire to the purity of the blessed machine? Well, it's not even tears. It's not even worth playing. What are you doing if you don't have cards playing with aspire to the purity of the blessed machine? Whenever you cast an artifact spell with mana value greater than the number of +1/+1 counters on Magos Explorer, it explores. It literally explores. That's totally fine. This is actually, these are all very balanced. I would say not even remotely powerful cards. Now for Wooburg or 5 colorless, we have a 4/4 human artificer. Mary Sue Warp Squirrel. That sounds like a completely made up mechanic. When Archmagos Belisarius Crawl enters the battlefield, and at the beginning of your upkeep, create a Power Stone token. It's got Crawl is inferior. Power Stones you control are 2/2 creatures in addition to their other types. Finally, something that makes Power Stones playable. Someone's always giving me Power Stones. I can never do anything with them. I don't even feel like Artifacts decks use Power Stones very well. Magical Flim Juice. Sacrifice a Power Stone, put a counter of your choice from among Lifelink, Flying, Death Touch, Menace, and Trample on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. Beautiful card. Okay, we got Mars, Cradle of the Mechanism. Oh, we've inhabited Mars now, have we? Okay, we have a tap. It's a legendary land that has a red. Shouldn't the land be colorless and templating? Other land, so we can tap to add a colorless or a red. Other lands you control have tap out a colorless. And when Mars, Cradle of the Mechanicum is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a tap Power Stone token. 100% fine. Does not break the game. Next super chat. We'll take something from Majra. Why not? Okay, thank you very much, Majra. Here's the last card from the last deck I made. So you actually make decks out of these. The Nictophile. This is literally 1 card. I didn't expect that. Okay, this is a black-blue 1 generic for a 1/2 human spirit warlock with persist. Sack a creature, surveil 1. That's a great card. Actually, they could print this. I think this is totally fine. They absolutely could print this card. Beautiful card. Welcome, Nalia. Did I tune into the AI show by mistake? Maybe. Maybe you tuned in by mistake. So it's got persist, which makes it very difficult to kill. In fact, you could sacrifice itself. That's interesting. Actually, does that break the game? Would that break this? Maybe it's broken. Because there are some cards that are like, you can't get counters. So it just combos with itself. Oh no! Maybe this is broken. It seems almost, but you know what? I think, well, it's a 2-card combo to search for whatever you want. Like, there's a lot of 2-card combos that automatically win the game. Is this, like, overwhelming? I don't know, it doesn't automatically win the game. It just you can surveil your whole deck into the graveyard, but there's like a lot of 2-card combos that do that. It's a warm feeling when the night loves you back, says Livia. Oh, Arcanus Ultra has a new avatar. Made a custom version of Arcanus the Omnipotent. Beautiful. Welcome, Golden Refrigerator. Okay, next super chat. I'm gonna take some from everybody here. Let's get one from Redco. You've got trees cannot be harmed if the elves are armed. The trees cannot be harmed if the elves are armed. Sounds like a riddle or something. Okay, Promenade Infantry. We have a red, green, 2/1 elf soldier with Riot. Whenever Promenade Infantry attacks, you may remove a +1/+1 counter from it. If you do, it deals 1 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Interesting. And then as we add more counters to it, basically you can shoot more people. This is like Soldier Day or something. We got the snipers, we got Burrow Sniper, we now have the Promenade Infantry. What is this like elves that lived long enough to get into like the early, or the late 1800s or something? Where is it? They got like a musket over here. This has to be AI generated. Create me an image of elves fighting in the British War or something like that. In the I don't know when was like the musket created? Can't remember that. Elves with guns, yeah. That's what it is. It's exactly what it is. The elf army. They can't win anymore with power and toughness, so they're just gonna have to do it with weapons. That's just how it is right now. Okay, next, we'll take a super chat from... Who hasn't got a super chat yet? This is gonna be like the... We got Dark Nikachu in the Discord, the pet card. Thank you very much, Balder. The Dark Nikachu. Oh my goodness! Very dark. We have a Rakdos 4/2 Merfolk Fairy Wizard. Flash and haste, so they're never even gonna see me coming. Okay, and then when they see me coming, it's too late. When I enter the battlefield, choose one. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may exile 1 non-land card from it, and I lose 2 life. Oh my god, I'm like some sort of super Vendilion click. I got 2 toughness, though, so I can survive in this meta. And then Dark Nikachu deals damage equal to its power to any target. And also, counter target spell, draw a card. That's probably broken at that end. We literally counter spells and draw a card for 3 mana. It does danger. So it absolutely dangers. 100%. That's not Rakdos. Well, sorry, it's Grixis. Did I say Rakdos? Grixis. It's a very Grixis card. Too many options. The last is just absolutely busted. We can't print this card. R&D would never let this go. Can you Zyber and Danger? Yeah. Or no, this is just it Danger said Zybers. Said the actual Zyber. Let's take one from Palette Jam. Thank you very much, Palette Jam. We have Dorn Orb. What is this? Doorknob. Doorknob. It's like, is it doorknob? This is from, or just Wayfinder. I can't find it. Hold on, which one is this? So which one you want? The Lethal Possum. Oh, here we go. The Doorknob Wayfinder. This is a blue 2 generic 1/3 silver bordered card. Silver bordered. Keep that in mind. Whenever Doorknob Wayfinder attacks an opponent That opponent can't declare blockers this turn if they control a wall. That is highly specific. So if I attack you, you can't, and you have a wall, no more blocking for you. Completely playable. That's not even silver border quality. It's like, you know, silver border quality is like whenever you attack, takes target opponent's wall and put it, I don't know, on top of their graveyard, and then when it leaves battlefield, bring it from the graveyard back to play or some nonsense like that. A click from thee for is binding. I don't get it. Yeah, very niche. Who's playing with walls in 2024? Like, really? Okay, we're gonna get one from One Frame James. The Orcish Trumpet. Oh, it is a trumpet from the orcs. I don't even know if it's gonna play any music at all. 2 mana for a legendary artifact. When Orcish Trumpet enters the battlefield, each opponent may draw a card. Why wouldn't they? Why would they say no? I would never say no. Okay, don't mind if I do. Okay, so pay a Rakdos tap, sacrifice Orcish Trumpet. Oh, by the way, it has a mass orcs too. So you sacrifice the trumpet. Orcs you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the size of target orc army you control. So if I have a orcs 2, everything gets +2/+2. At the beginning of the next end step, you lose life equal to the size of the orc army targeted this way. Sacrifice it. But why did we make people draw a card? Like, is that supposed to combo with Orcish Bowmasters? I think that's what it's supposed to do. Like, you have a Bowmasters in play, you play the Orcish Trumpet, your opponent draws, they may draw a card and give you, like, more triggers to your Orcish Bowmasters, I guess? I guess? I can't understand why we're going to give our opponents value. Well, it's totally legal. It's legal. It's doable. It's not broken. Pass it along. The art frightens me. Yeah, who knows what they made out of... Who knows what created the Orcish Trumpet? Could have been from the insides of something that they killed and then skewered. Brawly Shadow. Kanashiro Money Grubber. Let's see, hold on. Kanashiro Money Grubber. Excellent. Thank you very much, Brawly Shadow. Okay, Rakdos 2 generic for a 4/3 Incarnation Noble. This looks like some sort of big boss from, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto or something. It's got flying and exploit. Whenever a creature you control exploits a creature, create a treasure token. You can always use some treasure. Whenever you cast a spell with exploit, you may copy that spell. What do you cast a spell with exploit? So if I cast it's interesting, you're trying to make exploit good. So exploit is this ability, if I remember correctly, when it enters the battlefield, you can sacrifice a creature. And if you sack a creature, you get an ability out of it. This is trying to make some attempt to make exploit playable. I don't know why this card has exploit. Whenever a creature you control exploits a creature. Because it doesn't do anything for its exploit. You know, that is some art. That's right. I'm the big boss around here. I'm the head honcho. What is this? It's like some sort of insect taken human form. It's like a fly, actually, with human hands. Those eyeballs are very fly-like. Exploit as a mob boss beam. Oh, yeah, that's right. Exploit as a mob boss. He makes a treasure for the first time. And then what? Like, what's the exploitability? It's funny, it just has exploit. Nothing. What are you exploiting? The system? The law? Found a loophole in your organized crime? Okay, moving, yeah. I guess it's okay. Weirdly designed, though, in that way. Okay, let's get another, Bacon Catbug special here. The Shadowfire Siphon. Shadowfire Siphon is a red-black sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You may exile a non-land card from it. If you do, Shadowfire Siphon deals damage equal to the number of colors that card is to that opponent. So the more colors it is, the more it's going to smack you in the face. Also has Hellbent. If you have no cards in hand, cast the exiled card without paying its mana cost. Oh my goodness. I guess that's fine. I don't see anything particularly busted about this card. It's like, what is this, an upgraded Searing Blaze? No, hold on, sorry. It's like target opponent reveals a hand, you may exile a non-land card from it. So it's like Searing Blaze for hand discard is what it is. And very early on in the game, it'll like hit nothing. And if your opponent has no cards in hand, it also does nothing. Also, if they have land in hand, it does nothing. There's a lot of ways that this card goes wrong. So it's completely fair. Liquid Soulfly approves. Next up, let's take one from... Let's get a Majra one. Cisco the Traveler. Uh-oh. Cisco the something. Oops, I didn't spell Traveler right. Okay, we got a Nizorius creature. It's a 3/3. And it's got, and it has an adventure. Explore the 10 realms for a green 2 generic. It's a legendary instant. Create X map tokens where X is the number of legendary perms you control. And if map tokens, those are pay 1, sack it, make a creature explore. And then we have a big wall of text on a very short templated Magic the Gathering card. Whenever a creature you control explores, gain 3 life. Whenever a creature you control without a shield counter explores, put a shield counter on that creature and it gains double strike until end of turn. The draw card if that creature's power is exactly 10. What is going? What? This went from like 0 to 100 so quickly. At first I was like, oh, we're just gonna gain a little bit of life points, and then all of a sudden we're like killing our opponent. But it's got to be exactly 10. Exactly. I get maybe it's fine, but it just keeps doing more things the longer I read it. You put a shield counter on it, then it gains double strike. Then you draw a card if the creature's power is exactly... I guess it takes a while. You know what? Maybe I'm over-exaggerating this. Maybe it's okay. You only draw a card if the creature's power is exactly 10. But at 10, it's gonna like hoof people for like 20 damage. Brent Hall says, just want to make sure I got noticed. Thanks all. I pinged him, but I'm worried because I saw we are coming up on the... Oh no, don't worry. This show's gonna go on for at least 2 hours. And then if it does, I'm shortening the card thing. Where's your card, Brandon? Do I see your stuff? We could do you next. There you are. You're up next, Brandon Hall. My attempt at Cyberpunk Edge Runner card. Or maybe I should just put Cyberpunk. Let's look at your series. David Martinez, if you are taking from the Discord... No, don't worry, I can look it up. That's what I like! You give me the names, it's all good. Okay, we got Adam Smasher, the NC Boogeyman. We have a black, 4 generic, 8/8 cyborg zombie horror. Death Touch, Trample, and Menace. Oh, it's one of these cards. We jam all those keywords. As many keywords as possible. Affinity for artifacts. This is not even an artifact card. It's like... Why does it have affinity for artifacts? It's literally just a black creature. And we also have, in tradition of everyone else, very long keywords. None leave the slaughterhouse not alive. Whenever a creature dealt damage by Adam Smasher, NC Boogeyman dies, its controller sacrifices another 2 non-land permanents. That could be abused. Why is this affinity for artifacts? Collateral damage. Whenever Adam Smasher NC Boogeyman deals damage to a player, that player discards half the cards in their hand rounded down. So you do have to pay at least 3 black for this thing, which probably is okay. Even with affinity for artifacts makes it like sorta okay. Maybe. Like, even in an artifact deck, I don't see this thing getting out very easily. Although it costs... Okay, if you have Soul Ring, it costs like 3 less, right? Because Soul Ring will pay for it. The ability that scares me is this: whenever a creature dealt damage by Adam Smasher NC Boogeyman dies, the controller sacrifices another 2 non-land permanents. Basically, like, you don't want to block this. That's basically what you're telling me. Maybe it's okay. I think it's a bit pushed, though. It's an artifact creature, though. Oh, it is. It just doesn't have the artifact templating. You know what? I was wrong. It is completely 100% artifact. Why did I doubt the artifact ways of the Atom Smasher? The Atom It Smash Atoms. Okay, next up, let's take a look at... we'll take a look at another random Brawly Shadow one. Futaba! Shadow of Guilt. You always have the best arts, Brawly Shadow. You got the banger arts for your cards. Oh, we have a black, blue, 1 generic, 2/2 human noble with Skulk. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, venture into the dungeon. Whenever an opponent... What? You control deal combat damage? So basically, I play this card. I attack with a random creature. I deal damage to you, and I venture into the dungeon. That actually might be really strong. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 1 life for each dungeon you've completed this game. So that's probably okay. Venturing, I can't remember what happens when you venture into the dungeon. And this thing has Skulk. I'm gonna hope that this is fine. It could be broken, though. It could be broken. At least it's not like when it enters the battlefield, you venture into the dungeon. That probably is like a little bit... That's probably a little bit too much. There are other cards that venture like that, but this is pretty cheap, right? So you play like creature turn 1, creature turn 2, Futaba turn 3, just randomly attack someone and boom, you're in the dungeon. You're in the dungeon, in my opinion. Okay, next up, let's look at, we got anyone who didn't get a single card yet. Pallet Jam got one, we can give Pallet Jam another one. We got the Summoning Trampoline. Really? A Trambompoline is what you're trying to tell me. Summoning... I have to put the whole thing. Trampoline. If I put half the word in, Discord doesn't know what I'm talking about. It's a 2-mana artifact. Whenever a creature without flying enters the battlefield, that creature phases out. If that creature's toughness is 5 or higher, destroy Summoning Trampoline. It's a bit jank! But I think it's fine. So whenever a creature without flying... So basically, enters the battlefield, you bounce, right? That's the flavor. You bounce. And then if it's too big, if its toughness is 5 or higher, destroy some... So basically, if the creature is too big, you broke the trampoline. Damn it, the trampoline is all broken. Did anyone have a You know, whenever I see, like, trampolines, I just see people getting injured like crazy. Like, it's just really hard to have a trampoline that's safe. You gotta have it, like, in a pit or something. So you can just bounce. You can bounce from the trampoline out. Instead of, like, falling flat on your face on the ground. Emperor said, Nikachu, sorry if you don't like off-topic questions, but do you have any plans to discuss mystery booster test cards? Nope, nothing. Not even particular... I don't even know anything about them. Oh, you mean those playtest cards from the... what's it called? From MagicCon Chicago? Those are cool stuff. My friends got one. Friends of mine from local Winnipeg got their own. They got their own card. It was like the Spike Cactus. It was a shout out to the Spike Feeders. Trampoline is one of the best flavor wins ever. Says Ratty. It's Ratty approved. Okay, let's go next to Chris Stitchy. Thank you very much, Chris Stitchy. Blue Sentinel. / Crest of Insight. Okay, for on the subreddit, hope you like it. No, it's also here too. I really appreciate that you put it on the Discord. You put both cards together. We have a blue 2 generic 1/2. Blue. Oh, I know how to fix this. When Blue Sentinel leaves the battlefield, you may put it onto the battlefield as Crest of Insight. And here's the Crest of Insight. Enters the battlefield, tap. Tap, add a blue. Tap, add a blue 1 generic. Put Crest of Insight on the battlefield as Blue Sentinel. This card is sick. I think this is interesting. So basically, when this thing dies, it turns into a land. And then you can have the land turn back into a creature. And it's really not overpowered. Frankly, we could have a slightly stronger card. What's wrong with, like, you know what? 3 mana 2/2 is, like, unplayable these days. Why don't we give it this type of ability? I would approve of this type of card. I like the design. A creature that basically turns into a land. So they have to exile it to get rid of it permanently. And it's not even, it's like an underwhelming creature too. It's a construct for this construct decks, I guess. Cause I never tried that again except into water. Oh, you mean like, you mean trampolines? Okay, let's get one from each of the top contributors. Okay, well, let's get one from Bacon Catbug here. Carrot in a box. Carrot in a box, as advertised. Actually, it's carrots in a box. Flavor fail. Anyway, it is a food clue. When carrot in a box enters the battlefield, choose target creature an opponent controls. Then the opponent secretly chooses either the targeted creature or carrot in a box. Then you guess whether they chose that creature or carrot in a box. If you guess incorrectly, exchange control of carrot in a box and that creature. That's fun. Okay, pay 2, tap, sacrifice carrot in a box, you gain 3 life and draw a card. So, I mean, hey, they're not even going to be unhappy if they did this switcheroo. All right, you got at the end of the day, you have carrot in a box. You don't need that creature. Well, we're exchanging with a creature, right? So on, yeah, target creature and opponent controls. Okay, next up. How do you super chat to view a card? I got instructions in the description below. So first you have to post a card on my Discord, and then you super chat at least $2, and we will look at your card. Okay, so we got one from Bacon Catbug. Let's get one from none other than Majra. Okay, this is we're gonna look at Shakina. You know, from far away, this looked like the summer or spring version of Mishra's Factory. So blue, white, green, 1 generic for a 1/1 equipment angel spirit. Of course, we need to combine the equipment with creatures for some reason. Trampolines are the best fail vids. I am 100% with you. A lot of entertainment there. Flying trample. Opponents can't cast spells from exile or graveyards. Whenever a card is put into your graveyard from your library, put a +1/+1 counter on Shakina. Equipped creature has flying trample and gets +1/+1 for each counter on Shakina, and also can reconfigure. This is actually quite reasonable, given the fact that it at least costs 4 mana. You could have to reconfigure for like 5. It's a reconfigure creature. Honestly, yeah, you aren't making this up. Like, this is a real mechanic. Wizards already went down this route, so you are 100% allowed to go down there, you know? 100% you're allowed to do that. Okay, we got a little love to Bacon Catbug, to Majra. Let's get back to Redco. Redco, what do you have for us here? Esmeralda, the Mad Archivist. It looks like Urza's long-lost cousin's neighbor's brother. It is for Greenless Wooburg. We have a 3/3 dwarf wizard. You may cast saga spells from your graveyard. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to the mana value in addition to paying its normal mana cost. What does that mean, though? Pay life equal... Oh, pay life equal to its mana value. Okay, so basically if I want to play, like, Fable of the Mirror Breaker, I pay 3 mana plus 3 life. Spells you cast this way can't be countered. I think Saga players would love this card. Completely fine. Totally fair. It's a weird... Actually, I don't know if it's totally fair, but I hope it's fair. Cat vids are also very good. Cat vids are good on Instagram. That's Instagram content right there. The Jaded reminding us that there's actually a reconstructed jellyfish. There is? There is. Okay, next, let's give some love to Brawly Shadow. The Nikachu nunchucks for... We did that one, Brawly Shadow. We did a long time ago. It was donated. Did Mew have another one? I don't know if Mew posted anything else. Let's jump to the present. Don't know. Did Mew post something else? I have to look carefully. Okay, here's one from Super Mew. We got Callow Tantrum. Just in case you're a little too angry out there, we got a 5-mana 1/1 for anyone that watched the Callow cartoon when they were young. Basic instant win. Is this an instant card? Okay, we have pay 5 mana tap. A-hole kid, what? Throw a tantrum like Callow, steal your opponent's cards, flip the table, and run away. This sounds like a silver bordered card. Your enemy instantly loses the match, and you are banned from entering the store again. It's perfectly in the next unset. Yeah, it's exactly how it works. 5 mana. All right, I got the was it Kalo? I think it's Kalu or something like that. I can't remember how to pronounce it. I'm playing the tantrum. Tantrum, instant success. It's over. GG. That's right. Yeah, I got tantrum. That's right. Everyone will go mono red specifically for this one card. Yeah, that's one way to declare yourself the winner. Says every like 7-year-old ever. I win because I said so. You're cheating. Then table flip. And it was easier to flip a table when you're a kid because all the tables are really light. And they're also sort of like damage, or I wouldn't say damage proof, but they're built so that you can, they're flimsy. Flimsy and disposable. All right, next up we'll look at Will Anderson, Thematic Ritual. Thank you very much for your Thematic Ritual. It is a triple black card. Sorcery. Add Wooburg to your mana pool. You lose 3 life for each spell you've cast this turn. It's not a lot of life, at least in a 99 card format. So you can go like Dark Ritual, Thematic Ritual. I honestly don't know where you're gonna go from there. But it's probably good. What do you guys, is this a good card or is this just busted? And while I wait for your answers, we got no RP, first time catching you live. Have to say, and this is, I believe you, no RP. I have to say, of all the AI generated card reactor on YouTube, you are the most entertaining, even if you have trouble reading. I didn't even know there's other people out there doing it. But by all means, there could be millions of us. We need more AI generated content out there, but thank you very much. I'm sure they're great too. It's okay, really. Well, that's good enough for me. If this, well, I don't know. Are you even the best barometer of power, Majra? You've made some busted cards out there. I'd say it's weaker than Dark Ritual. Well, of course it's weaker than Dark Ritual, but this is like the ritual that leads after the Dark Ritual. Whenever you lose life has entered the chat. Oh, yeah, that's right. Whenever you lose life, you actually gain life. Okay, I'm just kidding. This is probably just fine. It's probably, we know we have so many rituals out there. What's another one? Who cares? What's another ritual? Brandon from the Cyber Punk series, Lucy. Lucy Kushinada. Lucy. Oh, do I have it here? Kushinada. Do I find this? I don't think you have it here. From my Cyberpunk series. Hold on, let's look up. Oh, Cyberpunk. So it's just important you give me. Okay, got it. I figured it out. You know what? I don't mind how you did that. We want Lucy. Which one's Lucy? Is that a Lucy? That's our Lucy over there. Our beautiful Lucy. Okay, for a black Azorius 3 generic, you gotta increase your font. It's just tiny. What are these? Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Only in Yu-Gi-Oh they play with a font as small as that, regardless of how much space there is left on the card. It's a 1/3 human cyborg hacker. Lucy is unblockable. She also has mono wire upload. Whenever Lucy Kushinada deals combat damage to an opponent, both you and that opponent discard a card at random, completely at random. If you discard a non-enchantment card, add blue, black, or white. If you discard an enchantment card, exile it. And at the of combat, I think you mean the end of combat, you may cast the card without paying its mana cost. I got a little spell check on this card, or I would say you gotta do a little grammar check. But outside of that, I think the card is fine. It's 5 mana. For 5 mana, absolutely, this card is fine. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the battle of the essays. That's right. Oh, you thought that essay was great. Well, I'd like to bring out to you my, my grandest work. I became a doctorate off of this one. That and Card Fight Vanguard and all the other Japanese TCGs, they love their words. They love reading. It's like, you know, don't go read a novel, go play a trading card game. That's all you have to do. Okay, let's get another one from Brawly Shadow. We got the Madarame Con Artist. Oh, it's Con Artist. Okay, Madarame. We have a black blue 2 generic 3/4 human artificer. Each creature gets -1/-1 for each other creature on the battlefield with the same name as that creature. Hold on, let me process this one more time. So each creature gets -1 for each other creature on the battlefield with the same name as that creature. So basically it kills tokens? Is that what you're trying to do? We have a black blue 2 generic tap, create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it isn't legendary. It has. When this creature leaves the battlefield, create a treasure token and loses all other abilities. Are you trying to, like, get the tokens to kill themselves or something to that effect? I don't understand any other reason for this other ability. It's like, or my tokens stand strong. Everyone else's tokens. Like, I guess it's some way to not abuse tokens. I think, maybe. Probably. How do you super chat? Sorry, I'm new. That I can't help you with. Maybe someone else can. We'd probably just Google how to super chat. Probably have to connect your credit card to Google, and it'll all figure itself out. All right, Platonic Liquid. Oh, you super chatted. Unlimited power. Sounds like something my brother would say. Okay, we got for Wooberg, it's an instant. Choose one or more. We've got gain 3 life, prevent the next 3 damage that would be dealt to any target this turn. Target player draws 3 cards. Oh my god! Then we can add triple black. It's literally all the 3 mana cards, and it's all in one image! Holy crap! And then unlimited power deals 3 damage to any target, and target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. It's funny how you added that last mode. You had the 2 modes from Healing Salve. So what it is gain 3 life. Gain 3 life is simply Healing Salve. Then we have Ancestral Recall, Dark Ritual, Lightning Bolt, and Giant Growth. All in one package. That art is such a banger, though. So hold on, we got the cup represents the ritual. The big mouse represents the giant growth. The temple the pyramid in the background represents Ancestral Recall. We got the lightning in the background for the lightning bolt. I don't really feel the healing salve part of it, though. Unless the glow means you gain life here. Can't limit this power. Rats off to ya. Did I hear healing salve? Yes, you did. It's too dangerous to be left unbanned. I'm just thinking, is this card broken? So the card effect, it's like a command, right? It's like Cryptic Command, except worse. Okay, so it's literally 2 mana, because you're getting 3 mana back. You pump up a creature, shoot your opponent for 3, or basically a creature for 3. You draw 3 cards off of it. Yeah, this is like... It's actually a little too busted. Yeah, wait, it's too dangerous to be left unbanned. It must be banned. The cup is the salve. The cloak is the ritual. Ah, okay. The beautiful image. Did you... I wonder what you have to plug in to like an AI generator to get this thing come out right here. All wisdom flows from the headmasters of the past. Yeah, I mean, they're copying it. It's danger! It absolutely a danger. Okay, next up. We'll get one from Luke. How are you, Luke? Some RE0 cards. Some RE0. Hopefully they aren't too dangerous. Okay, let's look at some. We'll look at 2. That's the going rate for every $2, basically. Alright, Celius, the blue lightning. This is a red, 3 generic, 6/5 human samurai. Haste, first strike, dash for triple red. That's an expensive dash. Celius must attack each combat if able. All creatures able to block Celius do so. So for 3 mana, it's like, hold on, didn't you make, isn't this a ball lightning? This has to be ball, this is a dangerous ball lightning. And it's just dash, it's just gonna come back to your hand later. This is a 6/5 creature. It's even better than ball lightning. Oh my god. This is so broken in one-on-one. I don't know if this would be broken in multiplayer Magic, but yeah, this would be hella broken. I'd like to attack with my 6/5 every single turn and like send you into last week. Yeah, the dash is insane. Well, it's not that the dash is insane. It's a 6/5 creature. If it was a 3/3, I could understand. Dash is you pay a cost. The creature comes onto the battlefield, and it has haste. And at the end of the turn, you put the creature back into your hand. That's how dash works. So yeah, that is insane dash ability. Okay, now we have Arakia, the Spirit Eater. It is for blue-red 3 generic, a 4/4 demi-human shaman with flying. Sacrifice a spirit, deal damage to that creature's power to any target. Arakia, the Spirit Eater, gains all abilities that creature had. Some people, they just love absorbing abilities from other creatures. I don't know. It's like one of the most one of the more interesting ways people like to design cards. I'm going to take your abilities now. It is my ability. Whenever a spirit you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Arakia. Arakia. It's a tongue twister. Sack spirit, deal damage equal to that creature's power to any target. You gain all the abilities the creatures had, regardless if it died or not. It's like, I punch you. I punch you. Now I have your abilities. I am the Tarmogoyf now. Re-Zero? I don't know what Re-Zero is. Oh, there's someone's asking what anime is this. Yeah, I'm, don't ask me that. I don't know anything. I'm still getting through the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. And for the record, I am 2/3 of the way through the Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 1. And I am confident that Yugi's deck is trash. Like, it is absolute jank. I have no idea how he's even getting so far to fight Pegasus. Okay, and we'll look at one more. These are actually cool cards. We got Chisa Gold. We have a white, blue, black 1 generic 3/3 human advisor. Enters the battlefield as a copy of another target creature except has all abilities on this card and base power and toughness 3/3. That's totally fine. It's like a weird clone, really. And then for Esper, exile this creature and return to the battlefield under your control. I'm going to copy another creature, another one. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. That's a banger card. I like this card a lot. I think this is really cool. That was a banger. Tavashel. Spell Nudge. What does that mean? Like you nudge someone off a cliff? It's a Spell Nudge. Blue, instant. Counter target spell unless its controller pays X, where X is 3 minus the spell's mana value. So counter target spell unless its controller pays X, where X is 3 minus... Oh, so if it's 3 mana, they pay nothing, and you don't counter it. But then if it's 4 or more, you get to counter it. This is good design space. So if you try to play some, like, 10 mana card for nothing, I can counter for 1, because you're probably not going to have the mana to pay for it twice. That's a very unique counterspell, in my opinion. Next up, Funky Player. Bring back Detain. It's a good mechanic. I don't know why they left it so soon. 4 cards meant to bring back Detain. Oh, you were so close. Okay. We got Lycia, Warden of Order. It's a 5 mana 3/5 angel with flying and vigilance. Whenever you detain a creature an opponent controls, put a justice counter on Lycia, Warden of Order. Detain creatures your opponents control don't untap during their untap steps. So they just don't untap at all. What are we... Now, like, what's the point of detaining them? It's like permanent stun. Then remove 3 justice counters from Lycia. Exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until Lycia leaves the battlefield. I guess that's fine. Like, detaining is hard. There's, like, no good detain cards out there. Or I should say there are some good detain cards, but no one plays them. We have literally no payoffs for detain at all. So I give a thumbs up to that one. Okay, next up we got the Scales of Justice. I'm also a Libra, by the way. I am the only thing on those zodiac things that's not an animal. This thing is useless. Okay, pay 3. Legendary artifact. Tap, add a white or a blue. Whenever you detain a permanent, put a balance counter on Scales of Justice. Remove 3 balance counters from Scales of Justice. Detain target non-land permanent opponent controls. So we are making detain synergy. It's the Shackles of Law. We have a blue-white 2 generic artifact. When Shackles of Law enters the battlefield, detain up to 1 target creature an opponent controls. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 3. If you do, detain up to 1 target creature an opponent controls. It's just expensive. You're basically paying 3 mana to keep something tapped in its activated abilities. Or how does it work? You tap it, untap it. Detain, I think, is like the creature can't attack. It's literally not tap, but it can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Basically, they're in handcuffs. If you do detain up to 1 target creature an opponent controls, you pay that 3 mana, or you can pay 3 mana, tap the artifact, tap target creature, it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. It's basically stunning cards. I guess what it means is just put a stun counter. Is this your only job, Nikachu? Well, I try to make videos on my other channels. In theory, I have more YouTube income than from the stream channel. Which means the scales can make you become IRS and ransack all legal lands. I have no idea what that was reference to, but yes. Libra isn't zodiac. Sorry, astrology. Astrology. You know what I was talking about, though. You know what I was talking about. I'm the scales. It's all the same thing to me. Enforcer of Edicts. I hope I didn't offend anyone who is in the astrology zodiac world. It's not the same, Nikachu. How dare you? The Zodiac is real! Okay, Enforcer of Edicts. We have a white 3 generic 2/3 human soldier with vigilance. When Enforcer of Edicts enters the battlefield, detain, again, up to 1 target non-land permanent opponent controls. Whenever you detain a permanent, you may pay a white. If you do, tap another target creature an opponent controls. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. I have a feeling like they might not have brought detain back because it probably wasn't a fun mechanic. Because it's like, okay, you can't attack, you can't block, you can't use your creature. It's a good mechanic, though. Like, it's good. Very underrated, that's for sure. For a second, my Yu-Gi-Oh! Brain said, Zodiac? Yeah. Zodiac is astrology? Well, now I'm getting confused. Whatever. You people confusing me. Okay, we got, let's look at another one from, let's look at one from One has over here. Serena. The Vibrant. I'm not spelling this right. Ooh, only the creature. I only want to see the creature. We have for Wooburg a beautiful waifu. Okay, it's a 2/4 god. It's protection from colored spells. That's weird. Because you are a Wooburg god. All lands lose all non-mana abilities, and no way! All lands lose... Oh, sorry. Lose all non-mana abilities. I thought it was like, we're losing all our mana abilities. And gains tap. Add 1 mana of any color. This mana can be spent to pay generic mana costs. If a land is tapped for colorless, it produces any 1 color of the player's choice instead. This mana can't be spent to pay generic mana costs. It's like the opposite of Wasteland. So we're bringing everybody color mana. If you don't have colored mana, you have colored mana now. This is literally Mana Fixer. The card. Although funny enough, it hoses Eldrazi decks because you can no longer play Eldrazi so long as this thing's on the battlefield. City of Brass Danger. Tap to add 1 mana, so it's like tap. Well, yeah, that's so on. Well, I think City of Brass now just does this, right? It just adds mana of any 1 color you want. It lost the other ability, but it still gains the ability, right? So it lost all non-mana abilities and gains tap, add 1 mana of any color. Yeah, detain. This permanent can't. You got that one right, Ryan. 100%. That's what detain does. Anime waifu stealing all your colors. Yep, that's right. Take them away. I like this card. Banger card. Okay, let's, I guess we'll get one more from Brandon Hall, and then we're going to go back to the most frequent Super Chatter of all Super Chatters to finish up the last 2 cards for my Cyberpunk sets. Cyberpunk! Da-da-da-da. So, what were the 2? I guess we didn't do this one. We didn't do Rebecca, lead spitter. Careful, she spits! Okay, so this is a 3-mana 1/4 human cyborg mercenary. Whenever you, I like it. Look, big letters. It's, I don't even care what it says. It passes. Big letters. Okay, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets Rebecca, lead spitter, it gains double strike until end of turn. It also has itchy trigger finger. Whenever Rebecca lead spitter becomes blocked, it deals damage equal to its power to each creature blocking it. So when it becomes blocked, it deals damage. Okay, so I guess it just deals like an extra 1 point of damage. So I guess the idea is to pump up Rebecca, and then like blocking is going to be a problem. Emperor says, one of these days we need to make our own Nikachu cards and see which one he thinks best fits him. You guys might know better than me. Anyway, this card's totally possible. Cast instant sorcery spells that target. Oh my goodness, you're going to give it double strike. So it has double strike on top of everything. David Martinez, the Edge Runner. It's a 4-mana 1/6, haste and first strike. Human cyborg. Built different. The ability. Equipping cost for David Martinez Edge Runner can be paid in life. When David Martinez Edge Runner becomes equipped this way, it deals damage equal to his power to target creature or planeswalker, and he gets a cyber psychosis counter. How many counters do we have in this game? For each cyber psychosis counter on David Martinez, it gets +2/+2. I honestly don't know what this card just did, but I'm going to say it passes. Because I didn't see anything out of the ordinary that would say that it's completely broken. Okay, next up. Back to Bacon Catbug. I did it. I fixed Modern. The Shield of Gondor. The Shield of Gondor is a legendary land. You may play this land from outside the game. You and creatures you control have protection from orcs and from archers. You can also tap to add a colorless mana. Beacon of Hope amidst encroaching darkness. So hold on, like, how does this fix Modern? Oh, you mean this is a land that can come back from our sideboard? Because that's what outside the game means in competitive Magic. It's like your 15-card sideboard. So you and creatures you control have protection from orcs and from archers. Oh yes, we have fixed it. Screw the Orcish Bowmasters. This it's just a colorless land too. Is this fair? That is so interesting, actually. You know what you just touched on? Like the idea that we can pull lands from our sideboard to put them into play. And like, it's not even a good, like, what if we could just play wastes from our sideboard? I think that's a fascinating concept. It's like a really, really fascinating concept. Whoops, we're not done. We're not, sorry. My apologies. Oh, we got tons more show to go. We got, the show has only started. Sort of. Oh god, Nickling, what was your card? You didn't need to become a member. You need to super chat. But thank you for becoming a member anyway. Okay, for that, just for becoming a member, let me know what your card is. We'll go look it up. Or you let me know in the chat. I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, basically, you never miss a land drop, but it doesn't... Exactly, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I think it's really cool. It's probably... Like, it's Hearthstone strong, where, like, you always get a land. Yeah, it's a free turn for lands. Hell, I think you should have several. Well, it's legendary, though, so you can only have one of them in play. This will be in everyone's side, or will it? So it'll be in everyone's sideboard no matter what, or maybe it won't, because it comes at a cost to your sideboard card. Honestly, I think it would be in everyone's sideboard, but not, some decks are super color intensive. Like, they cannot use this colorless land. Like Burn, for example. I don't think Burn would use this card, because everything requires red mana. I think this is a banger idea. Honestly, I think this is a banger idea. I think the whole protection from orcs and archers, that doesn't really work, but the whole play this land from outside the game, it's legendary, out of colorless. I really like that idea. Let's basically companion the land. Okay, next up, let's go. It's time for the Majra series. The series of Majra, part 1 of the Wastelands. Part 1 of the Wastelands. Showed up perfectly. For fans of Majra, we all know Majra has millions of fans out there. The atomic bomb. Okay, I'm gonna try to keep that in mind. The atomic bomb. Let's not forget the atomic bomb. We're gonna look at that one instantly later. Okay, we got Livenko, leader of the Wastelands. It's 6 mana 3/3 Rabbit Mercenary. We got the Rabbit Mercenaries. It's got Prowl, Trample, Double Strike. In Majra form, we have to have as many keywords on this thing as possible. It's not even a card unless it has 12 keywords on it. Rabbits you cast by their Prowl gain haste until end of turn. You like making those like really niche mechanics like good. Other rogues you control get +2/+2. And at the beginning of each end step, you draw as much cards as mercenaries you control. Make you discard that turn, and you lose that much life. That was worded quite horribly, but I think I know what you mean. You draw as many cards you have mercenaries and then discard them. I guess it's okay. It's probably a little pushed, but it's 6 mana, so... And you have to build around Prowl cards. NASA, Healer of the Wastelands. It's a 4 mana 4/3 Rabbit Mercenary Rogue Cleric. Prowl of 3 mana. Trample Lifelink. When NASA enters the battlefield, put target rabbit in your graveyard into your hand, unless you cast it for its Prowl cost. If so, put 2 target mercenaries from your graveyard into your hand instead. This is like a massive, card generator. Pay 2 life. Regenerate target creature. You can activate this ability only once each turn. Put target rabbit card from your graveyard to your hand, unless you cast it for its Prowl cost. Unless you cast NASA for the Prowl cost. If so, you put 2 mercenaries from your graveyard to your hand. I guess this one's also fine. Bit push, but fine. I'm a bit worried now. Have I made one more big super chat pending right? I didn't get eaten. I don't think you've gotten eaten. I think you're on the safe side. You got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14. I think you're at 17, if I've counted correctly. Actually, I might not have... No, actually, I think you're probably at 20 now. Or you're either at 20 or very close at 20. Okay, moving on. We got Franco, Assassin of the Wastelands. 5 mana for a 3/2 Rabbit Mercenary Rogue. Again with Prowl. First strike, Death Touch. When Franco enters the battlefield, destroy target creature an opponent controls unless it was cast by its Prowl. Then destroy 1 more target creature for each opponent you control. What? Why are we getting 2 for the Prowl cost? Prowl is just kicker with extra steps. How does Prowl work again? I can't remember. No, maybe I don't know Prowl properly. I thought it's like an alternate version of ninjutsu. Prowl is reverse kicker. I don't remember what Prowl does. Are we really adding extra, mana to it? Yes, all abilities are kicker, basically. Tap, discard a card. Franco deals 1 damage to target creature. Prowl, MTG mechanic. What the hell is this? Prowl cost means you may pay cost rather than pay the spell's mana cost if a player was dealt combat damage this turn. Yeah, it's like... So if you dealt damage to them, you can pay the Prowl cost and instead of actually casting the full spell. And then you get some abilities. This one I think is broken. I don't know why we're blowing up 2 things for 3 mana. That's busted. What is it, creatures or permanents? Destroy target creature an opponent controls, then destroy 1 more target creature for each opponent you have. Oh my god, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. Okay, that's no. That's a no from me. Glen of the Death Den, 4 mana for a 3/3 Rabbit Mercenary. Prowl for 2 mana. Menace first strike. Whenever another mercenary would be sacrificed, you may sacrifice Glen instead. When Glen dies, shuffle into your library instead. That's totally fine there. Taking one for the team. And also Dana of the Blood Den. We got a 4 mana 3/3 Rabbit Mercenary with Prowl again for 2. It's for 2 Boros. Whenever an opponent creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, then it deals damage to it equal to its power, equal to unless that opponent pays 2. This ability can trigger only if Dana has been cast for its Prowl cost. So basically, if you cast this thing for Prowl, it's like sort of a ghostly prison, but you can still attack, but you just get shot in the face, or you get shot. The creature gets dealt damage instead of like not attacking. But you have the option to attack. Whenever a creature that's been dealt damage by mercenaries dies, exile it instead. I actually think this is fine too. It's the Wabbits. Yeah, a bunch of Wabbits. Okay, what was the Atomic Bomb? And this is for, thank you very much for becoming a member. For that, we will look at the Atomic Bomb. The legendary instant with suspend 10. Oh my goodness. Split second. That's so weird. It's like a split second that you see coming. I guess when it happens, it happens. Exile all permanents for each planeswalker exiled this way. Every player creates that many tchotchkes. Tchotchkes are blood, clue, treasure, thopter, gold, and junk tokens, player's choice. For each planeswalker exiled this way, all players get that many poison, radiation, and energy counters. They're called rad counters now, by the way. For each land exiled this way, each player creates a waste token that is a basic land and has tap, add colorless. I think it would have been fine to just say exile all non-land permanents and all lands. Or I guess exile all permanents and just the lands become wastes. The rest of this is not particularly necessary because, like, technically everything should have been wiped out to oblivion. Nothing is going to survive the Atomic Bomb. Okay, next up. Okay, who are we gonna get next? Guess we go back to Bacon Catbug. Now we got a rotation going here. Double tap. Double tap is a 3-mana artifact. You may pay, put a stun. What kind of payment is this? And this is super AI generated. Put a stun counter on this permanent instead of tap for its abilities of tapped permanents you control without a stun counter on them. Okay, I don't understand what the hell that means. They say reading the card explains the card. I'm reading it. It's not registering for me. I can pay, put stun counter on this permanent instead of tap for abilities of tap permanent. Oh, I see. So instead of tapping the creature, I can now just put a stun counter on top of it. If a spell or ability you control would remove a stun counter from a permanent you control, you lose the game instead. That is such a high risk, high reward ability. Because if someone removes the ability, if someone removes your stun counter, you die. I don't know why you would want to do this. You don't have to, but you can put a stun counter instead of tapping the permanent. And then after that, if we lose the stun counter, we're cooked. I don't know how you intend on breaking this card. Double tap. Double tap. I don't understand the flavor here. If someone else removes this... Oh, do we not die? If a spell or ability you control would remove a stun counter. Oh yeah, you're right. Reading the card does explain the card. Okay, it's fine. I overreacted. Maybe, probably. Redco. Wave Crash Shield Mage. Oops. Oh, cool. We've got a blue, 2 generic, 2/3 elf wizard, flash flying. When Wave Crash Shield Mage enters the battlefield, untap all attacking creatures and remove them from combat. Huh? So basically, if I attack and you make the blocks I don't like, I can flash this thing, and then we do a reversey. We're gonna go back to before I even attack, because this attack was a stupid attack. This attack did not work out the way I wanted it to. You had more combat tricks than I realized. Yeah, it's a fog mage, but it's pretty. Well, I wouldn't say it's big, but it's something. It is an elf wizard. I like it. Blue fog. Creature form. And now, for my next trick, we'll take a look at, I guess we'll do this at the end. Trying to look for some small cards. Here we go. We'll go to Brawly Shadow. Brawly Shadow has Okuma, Corporate Overlord. Okumura. What is this token? What is this thing? The minion army? Okay, Okumura, Corporate Overlord, is a 5-mana 2/5 human noble. For an Orzhov tap, target creature must block this turn if able. Spells you cast that target that creature cost 2 less this turn. At the beginning of your end step, amass artifacts minions 2. Then you may put a -1/-1 counter on an army you control. If you do, create a treasure token. That's totally fine. And here's our army. Here's our minion. The minion army. Minion and army all together at once. If there's a card that when attacks makes another combat phase, it's broken. That's right. That's exactly what it is. If you tap something that's already tapped, oh, I see. So when it's tapped, that was the idea of the thing. You tap it and then you can put a stun counter on it to make it tap again. Oh, and I see. So you don't lose the stun counters to go infinite. The double tap. The double. I finally get it. Bacon Cat Bug. Mirrodin's Resolve. Mirrodin's Resolve. It's a kitty. Okay, we got a white instant. The white instant says Proliferate. Choose any number of permanents and or players with counters on them, then give each another a counter. Okay, we already know what Proliferate is. But then we have Conliferate. Choose any number of permanents you don't control and or opponents, then remove from each a counter of each kind. This is exactly what this game needs. We need some way to get rid of the counters. We have so many ways to increase counters. Now we must have something to remove the counters as well. I think this is a banger idea. Anti-proliferate tech. Okay, next up we'll go to Madra's part 2 of the Wastelands. It's time for Bunny Central. I think it's going to be a very bunny day today. Okay, part 2 of the Wastelands. I found it. Okay, we got start off with Vryn of the Dream Den. It's a 4-mana 1/3 Rabbit Mercenary Rogue. Again, 2 mana for Prowl. Lifelink. When Vryn have all activated abilities of all mercenaries on the battlefield, that probably is broken. Although you can make very good use out of it very early on in the game, but you can later. Whenever a rogue deals combat damage to a player, you may exile a card from that player's graveyard. You gain 1 life and create a treasure token for each creature or a land card exiled this way. Alright, it's like Ragavan almost. It has like very Ragavan-esque like abilities. Although I'm a little concerned about this absorbing all the abilities of everything in play. Because that can get out of control. The Wastelands. Okay, this is a legendary enchantment for theoretically 4 mana. Whenever the cost of a spell or ability make you discard 1 or more cards, each opponent discards that much cards. I don't know about that one. That just breaks so many. That's like Wheel of Fortune, draw 7, everyone. Like, what's it called? Hull Breacher was banned for, you know, effects like that. Just straight up banned for that type of ability. Of like, I get something, you discard everything. Whenever the cost of a spell or ability makes you sacrifice 1 or more permanents, each opponent sacks that much of the same card type. That's also broken. Whenever the cost of an ability make you pay life, the Wastelands deals that much damage. This is just an instant win card. This is just an instant win card. The cost? Even if it's the cost, I don't care. It's like basically, there are some cards that, I'm not saying this has to necessarily combo with like Wheel of Fortune, but there's cards like, as additional cost to cast this card, discard X cards. So you're just going to make your opponents discard that card. So when you have to, there are many cards out there. It's like sack all your creatures. So you make your opponent sack all those creatures. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I can see like only a lot of worlds where it just gets abused. How about the pay life thing? Remember the cost of an ability? Okay, Necropotence. I pay all my life. I kill everybody. You know? You're gonna talk your way out of that one. And you can't pay life you don't have. Yeah, okay, well, but you don't lose the life, right? Whenever you cost ability makes you pay life, the ability deals that much. Oh, I see. Okay, so if I go Necropotence, go down 39, I can only hit people for 39 damage. I think this is wild. I think it's still a wild card. Combos with Channel, but Channel's banned at the very least. Fetch lands make them. Yeah, this sacks lands. Fetch lands make this like a pinging land thing. Each time you fetch a land, you basically ping people. I think this is not a very safe card at all. But then we have Help from the Dens, a 1-mana instant. Create 3/0/1 white rabbit creature tokens. Actually fair. And cute, probably. Totally fair. I like the image, too. 3 bunnies dancing around. There's cards that, well, yeah, I think there's cards that do less for the same amount of mana, so I think this is actually fine. We have the Honoric Passage, 3-mana instant. It's like a charm. Exile target creature, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. So it's like, it's a blink, it's a flicker, sort of. Choose one based on the target's power. Put that many counters on, +1/+1 counters on the target creature. Or you put that many -1/-1 counters on target creature. Or you gain twice that much life. 100% fair. Fair and fine. The Mountainside Burrows. It is a mountain that I can fetch up. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you reveal a rabbit from your hand. Can also add a black or a white. Each opponent gains 1 life. Also super fair. 1,000,000% fair. Well designed. Brawly Shadow. The Okamura Corp. Oh no, we looked at that one. But we didn't look at, say, the House of Hands. It's actually Houses of Hands. Okay, we got a 5-mana 4/4 Incarnation Noble with Extort. After a player rolls a die, you may pay 2 life. If you do, increase or decrease the result by 1. At the beginning of your upkeep, roll a d6. So from 1 to 2, each opponent discards a card. From 3 to 4, discard a card, then draw a card. Or 5 to 6, create 2 treasure tokens. Absolutely fine. And again, you have banger art on your cards, Brawly Shadow. Then we move back to Bacon Catbug with the Elixir of Eternal Life. I spelled something wrong. Oh, I spelled elixir wrong. Okay, we got the Elixir of Eternal Life. This is a 3-mana legendary artifact with vanishing? That's a mechanic I haven't heard of in a long time. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter from this permanent. When the last is removed, you sack it. Well, not so eternal now after all. Okay, when Elixir of Life enters the battlefield and at the beginning of your draw step, you gain life equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. You better have a lot of cards in your graveyard then. Whenever you gain life, put a time counter on Elixir of Immortality. Is that what a vanishing counter is? At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time. Oh, so yeah, it is a time counter. So when you gain life, put a time counter. Oh, it's at the beginning of your draw step. So you gain life you get huge chunks of life every turn. Doesn't this just like go wild? I'm just trying to think, like if people aren't killing you with damage, you're just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because your graveyard's going to get bigger and bigger. Does it trigger itself? Well, I mean, it triggers at upkeep, right? So it enters the battlefield, it triggers, and it has vanishing. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Does it trigger itself? So like when we gain life, does it trigger it to like keep it going perpetually? Whenever you gain, so it says whenever you gain life, put a time counter, a draw step, you gain life equal to the, I think this is broken. It's got to be something like, I don't know, I really don't know how to make this work. Vanishing. So it enters the battlefield, it gets a counter. Oh, I see. But if you just need to get one more counter and then you have it for forever. Yeah, that's why it's eternal. Yeah, it's a flavor win, but it is broken. Probably. And like, that's a lot of life gain for 3 mana. And it just gets, like, you just get more every single turn. Okay, Nick Wierick with Zenex. What the hell is this? Zenex Cyber Nephilim? Ask your doctor if Xanax is right for you. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay, we got Esper Colors, a 3/3 Angel Demon Artificer. Flying, Death Touch. When Xanax Cyber Nephilim enters the battlefield, search your library for an angel or demon creature card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. If Xanax Cyber Nephilim would be destroyed, exile it instead. Put X time counters on it, where X is the number of times it has been exiled this game. It then gains Suspend. Time counters in the form of Suspend, but she'll be back. I think this is completely fair. This is completely fair. I really don't see. Enters the battlefield, search your library for an angel or demon card. So it's like a weird tutor. It's not outside of that. It's nothing particularly. It's like a 3-mana tutor, really, because it's just a 3/3 Death Touch flyer. I mean, it's a little strong, but I don't think it's like out of. You know, like I don't think it's too power crept. Is what I'm trying to say. It's not what I expected, but it is okay. Hey, Doc, is this shady mess and I saw on TV right for me? Hey, Doc, is this woman right for me? I want to put her in my, what is it? My Demon Angel deck. It will tutor multiple times. Yeah, but it'll suspend, and it keeps suspending over and over again. What are they gonna do? All the demons sort of suck. They're all expensive, you know what I mean? Okay, next we got Bacon Catbug. The last single 2020. The show. Nexus Grove. What? You're bringing, Nexus Grove. Is this supposed to be Merit Lage or something? Okay, land. Tap. Add colorless. Tap. Add 1 mana of any color. Return Nexus Grove to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. This card is awful, to be honest. I think this card is actually just straight garbage. Like, it's completely legal. I think it's insanely underwhelming. I don't think you realize how. I don't know. Is this supposed to be like Oh, you know what? There is actually a type of player that wants to play this card. I forgot. The Landfall Freaks. They love this type of card, but like you need this in your hand later. If this is one of your earlier land drops, it's gonna really suck. I mean, I guess if like on your turn you could tap, add a mana, return it to your hand, replay it if you have no more lands left. It's like draft filler. No, don't get me wrong. The landfall players, they love these cards. They absolutely love these. Like Oboro. It's like $1 million, Oboro Palace in the Clouds, just because you can like bounce it back to your hand and replay it for landfall triggers. Everyone's just piling in. It's draft chaff. I think it's better than that. I kid you not. If you make this rare, it's $10 on the market. Landfall players, you know what I'm talking about, all right? You're gonna come up in big droves. Big. You'll be very, very big. People love these types of cards. Okay, next up, we look at... Okay, Majras, Part 3 of the Wastelands. All of them! Of course you want to see all of them. You paid for it. Part 3 of the Wastelands. I'm so glad we moved to my Discord. Man, doing all this on Reddit was such a pain. Okay, the Death Den. Black, X. Legendary Kindred! Enchantment. It's also a rogue. The Death Den enters the battlefield with a number of charge counters on it equal to the amount of black paid to cast it. When a rogue you control dies or is discarded, you may remove a charge counter from the Death Den, then shuffle it into your library instead. That's a very weird way to save your creature, but sure. Then the Death Den has no counters on it, shuffle it into your library. When the Death Den leaves the battlefield, destroy target creature. That is super fair. You can do that as much as you want. Maybe it will also help you in your what's called miracle cycle. Take miracle cards, shove them back into your deck so you can recast it from the top of your deck at your draw step. Very, very fair. The Dream Den. This is a white axe enchantment. The Dream Den enters the battlefield with a number of charge counters on it, also equal to the amount of white paid to cast it. Whenever you're dealt damage, remove a counter from the Dream Den and gain life equal to the number of rabbits you control. So we need a lot of rabbits. What's this sound effect? Oh, there we go. I didn't even know what that was. When it has no counters on it, you shuffle this back into your library again, and when the Dream Den leaves the battlefield, gain life and draw a card. It's actually very, very good. Emperor says, I got an errand to run. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Emperor. I'll see you next time. Okay, so this is also just completely fair. These are very fair, because ETB, they do nothing. And they get some ability afterwards, and it looks like you have to work hard to get that ability. Enters a battlefield with a number of charge counters on this one, the Blood Den. Mercenaries you control may assign their combat damage as though they weren't blocked. And so basically it makes your mercenaries unblockable. Whenever a source an opponent controls deals damage to you, remove a charge counter from the Blood Den. When it has no counters on it, shuffle it into your library. Well, then what? Did we prevent that damage, or we're just removing counters? When the Blood Den leaves the battlefield, deals 3 damage to any target. Oh, I see. So it's like they're removing counters from this so that you can eventually, like, zap them for, like, 3 somewhere. Very, very fair. Dante, Stream of the Wastelands, 4 mana 3/3 Rabbit Rogue. Yeah, I see the rabbit. It's like half rabbit, half human. It's got Prowl for 2. It's got Trample. Also pay 3 life. Sacrifice Dance Dream of the Wastelands. Reveal the top 2 cards of each player's library unless you play it for its Prowl. Then reveal the top 4 instead. You may cast up to 2 instant and or sorcery cards revealed. You may cast up to 2 instant or sorcery revealed this way without paying their mana costs, then put the rest in the bottom of their owner's library in a random order. Whoa! Okay, we gotta reread this one. Okay, we pay 3 life, sack this thing, reveal the top 2 cards on each player's library. Unless you play it for its Prowl, then reveal the top 4 cards. So we're looking at the top 4 cards of like everyone's library. Then we can cast up to 2 instant or sorcery cards without paying their mana costs. You know what? I have played with what's it called? That Shinobi card. Sometimes you like don't hit anything. You literally hit nothing. So you might reveal the top 4 cards. So, and you can only cast 2 cards, I'm assuming, amongst all your opponents. This actually probably is fine. It's like, yeah, you could hit an ultimatum. If you're lucky, you hit an ultimatum. Sorry, buddy, you shouldn't have that on top of your library. Maybe you didn't even know that was on top of your library. So given I have some experience playing with that Fallen Shinobi card where you attack, deal damage, they exile the top 2 cards of their library, you can play them until end of turn without paying their mana cost. If you hit lands, I mean, you feel like it was a giant waste of time. And you have to sacrifice this. You sacrifice your dance dream to make that happen. I think that's totally fair. And then we have Slash Dream of the Wastelands, a 4 mana 3/3 Rabbit Rogue with Prowl, Menace First Strike, pay 3 life, sack it. Look at the top 2 cards of each player's library unless you paid it for its Prowl cost, and you look at the top 3 instead. Create 2 treasure tokens for each land revealed this way, then put them all in the bottom of their owner's library in a random order. Great card. Actually, it's also very fair. I'd be more concerned if it was blue. I think you're right. Okay, Brawly Shadow with the She-Do. We're She-doing it up. She-Do. Ambitious Autocrat. Alright, it's a 4 mana 4/4 Incarnation Noble, Vigilance, Death Touch, pay 2, sacrifice a creature. She-Do Ambitious Autocrat gains indestructible until end of turn. So you gotta sack creatures to protect creatures. Whenever a non-token creature dies, create a treasure token. It's beautiful. And it's got Vigilance and Death Touch. Come after me. You're not gonna want to block me, and I'm most certainly going to be blocking you. Okay, we got Bacon Cat Bug. The Shadowverse adaptations. People love your Shadowverse. A vertical cycle highlighting the vengeance mechanic. Also another random Shadowverse adaptation. You have... I'm looking at 5 cards here. That's what we're doing. Oh, hold on, you have... How many are here? Hold on, is this... Oh, this one, okay. I'm pretty sure this is the pile of cards you want me to see. Okay, we're gonna start off with the Venomous Cobra. It's a 2-mana 1/3 snake. Venomous Cobra enters the battlefield with a death touch counter on it if your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total. If your life total is less than or equal to half. That's weird. So, like, under very specific circumstances, like when you're in a lot of danger, is this card actually even going to be remotely good? This is incredibly doable. We got the Burning Constriction. It's a 5-mana sorcery. Deals 4 damage to each creature you don't control. It's like Overload. Then, if your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, it deals 4 damage to each opponent. Get them too! They get a little piece of the action here. Just try running from these silver chains. You'll be cleansed by their blue flames. The Arc Demon. It's a 7-mana 6/6 demon. When Arc Demon enters the battlefield, if your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, shuffle your library. Then exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a black or red creature card. Cast without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom in a random order. I mean, this might as well just say Cascade. It's actually fairer than Cascade because you have to, like, lose a ton of life for it to even be active. Otherwise, add red, 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 black, 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 and your life total becomes half your starting life total rounded up. Oh! So you can play this for 7, get a rebate of 6, and then you just lose your life to activate the rest of your deck. This is a key card in this deck. You need this card. It should be legendary, so you can just get your life total to half in the first place. We got Vanilla Crimson Majesty. So this is a 2-mana 2/2 Vampire Noble. When Vanilla Crimson Majesty enters the battlefield, you may have it deal 1 damage to each player. If you do, each player creates a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. If your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, transform Vanya into Vanya Crimson Monarch. It's the 4/4 Vampire Noble still. When this creature transforms into Vanya, you can pay 2. If you do, create 2 1/1 black bat creature tokens with flying. Whenever a bat enters the battlefield under your control, it gains haste and death touch until end of turn, and Vanya deals 1 damage to each opponent. I actually think this is still overall very fair. It's just, we have a 2/2 for 2. Enters the battlefield, just deal 1 damage to each opponent. If you do each... How is it flip? Each player creates a 1/1 bat. Then if your if your life total is less than half, then you get the other the other side. Some people are working, to be honest. These are like working hours. Some people are there, just there in the background. Oh, these are all the same. I see. You're cheating the system by putting 2 cards on 1. Uranus, god of the seas. I didn't know Uranus was a god of the sea. Okay, we have a 3-mana 3/3 human god. Enters the battlefield, exile target creature you don't control with toughness 3 or less. If the number of cards in your library is less than or equal to half the starting number of cards in your starting deck, you gain 3 life and transform Uranus into the God of Storms. It's a human god. It's a 6/6 with haste. I don't know why it needs haste. I mean, I guess maybe it triggers itself really quickly. When Uranus, God of Storms, attacks, it deals 3 damage to target opponent or permanent it's attacking. It reminds me of Kroxa in that way. It's a 6/6 that also deals 3, basically, to the opponent. If the number of cards in your library is less than or equal to an 1/8, the number, oh god, not math cards, in your starting deck, it deals 9 damage instead. It's a lot of damage. That being said, I still think it's probably very fair. Very fair card. It's got my seal of approval. Might even play with the Uranus, the god of the seas. Thank you very much, Madra! Part for the Wastelands. Only 2 cards this time. Of the Wastelands. You love your Wasteland cards. Okay, just the first 2. We will do the first 2. We got a bunny. Oh, is this like a Massacre Girl, but the bunny? Is this how this is working? Yeah, yeah, exactly. No, we're limiting it to 20. I probably have to move it down to 15. Yeah, here we go. Well, at least it's not going to go to 230, which was the problem last time. I could almost deal with 2 hours, but 230, that's beyond long. Okay, we have a 4-mana 3/3 with Prowl and Intimidate. When Massacre Girl of the Wastelands enters the battlefield, choose a non-land permanent target opponent controls. The target sacrifice the permanent. Okay, let's start over here. I'm not even really internalizing what this card does. It has Intimidate. When it enters the battlefield, choose a non-land permanent target opponent controls. The target sacrifice the permanent. I think you mean the player will have to sacrifice the permanent unless they sacrifice 2 other non-land, non-token permanents instead. Unless you played Massacre Girl of the Wastelands by its Prowl, then repeat this process for each opponent you have. I see, okay. So you hardcast it, choose 1 opponent for this. If you prowled it into play, doesn't that just like, it might just blow everything up. Dude, actually, it's not that much different from that vampire with Kicker. It's a black, enters the battlefield, Kicker of a black. You make each opponent sacrifice a creature. Like, very early on in the game, people aren't going to have much. So that's effectively what this does. Although it hits, like, soul rings and stuff. But you can choose the thing that you want to blow up. And if they say no, then you blow up 2 things. Overrules Hexproof Indestructible. Choose a non-land permanent that... yeah, that's right. But it doesn't hit things that cannot be sacrificed, all right? So you have to bring in the cannot be sacrificed mechanic to defeat the Massacre Gal of the Wastelands. She doesn't even look that dangerous. Okay, last bunny. Consult of the Night, 3 mana, sorcery. Shuffle 5 creature cards from your graveyard to your library, then draw 2 cards. Totally fair. 100 million% fair. Hyena. So this is what, like a, not preordained. Can't remember that. This is the blue sorcery. Pay 3, draw 2. Except you're shuffling your creatures back into your deck so you have a chance to draw them. And last, but not least, we got ourselves a Brawly Shadow, the Holy Grail. And you even said the last one for the day. You are literally the last one of the day. A lot of people ask me, Nikachu, why can't you look at all our cards? I'm like, you have to super chat them because otherwise the show would go on for forever. The Holy Grail. It's a black-white legendary artifact. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player creates a treasure token. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, put a desire counter on the Holy Grail. At the beginning of your upkeep, if the Holy Grail has 5 or more desire counters on it, you transform it. The Holy Grail can be your command. What? It can be your commander? You mean like a planeswalker? Like how planeswalkers can be our commander? Now we have legendary artifacts be our commander? Beginning of each player's upkeep, that player creates a treasure token. Treasures for all. Anyway, it turns into Yalda Baoth, God of Control. Try to say that thing 5 times twice. So it's 5 times in a row. It is a 4/4 God incarnation with flying first strike. Each spell your opponents cast costs 1 more to cast for each of its colors. Oops, you cannot see the power. There we go. When Yalda Baoth dies or is put into exile from the battlefield, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Sure, whatever. I'm gonna say that. We're just gonna say yes. Okay, just briefly, I made unlimited power old border. Unlimited power in old border form. Hold on, is it at the bottom? Is it like super fresh or something? Yeah, jumping to present. Ah, we do! Unlimited power! Oh yeah, the old gold form. I'm gonna make this the thumbnail. I think this is really cute. I love it too. It's a great image, and you get like all those abilities. Toilet Duck says, I'm too lazy to make my own custom cards to beat these. I'd rather use things like Midnight Axe, Flicker Wizard, Leapless Hour, and stuff. I know, it's very cute. It's very cute, and it's very flavorful. And with that, that's it for the show, people. Thank you very much for showing up today. I really appreciate it. And you want to be part of this show, you got to be here at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, and sometimes you super chat so that other people can be part of the show. Thank you very much. But of course, we got to thank the coffee crew. The coffee crew that's still around here. Who's still here? Toilet Duck, Brawly Shadow, Toads, Majra, Super Mew, Kitty Cat, Jess, Ryan Harris. Yeah, Toads is here. We got remnants. Some people are in meetings. They're at work. It's a 2-hour show. I'm probably gonna have to increase or decrease the limit, or increase the limit of cards you're allowed to super chat. We got to get this show to, like, I don't know, an hour 45 minutes. It's still going over 2 hours. It's wild. So as usual, my coffee crew, you keep brewing up those coffees. Keep brewing it up, Hyena and Luke and Surefire Selves and Watley. Bacon Catbug, the Oinkly, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.